All right, my boy. Wait, can I say that? Is that racist? Because I'm about to talk about a black guy. So should I not refer to him as my boy? I don't know. Uh, my friend Mo will set me straight later if the language is inappropriate. But Ngannou did it again, guys. He did it again. Just to recap, Ngannou wanted to box. He left the UFC to go do it. And the UFC, out of spite, like, I don't hate Dana White. I don't hate him, okay? I understand the man has a business to run, okay? And when you got a business to run, everybody else making money means you're not making money. You know what I mean? It means you're making a little less. So he's got to diss him, and he's got to try to pull the rug. And just to pull the rug out from under, not even that they would make a money off this fight, but just to keep other people from making money, to keep other fighters from being inspired by Ngannou and going and looking for a better deal. They tried to get the Fury fight. They wanted him to fight Jones. They said they were going to do some stupid boxing MMA hybrid. Now, if you say, I thought MMA had boxing, yeah, you're not wrong. But they were going to do like boxing rules for a round or two, and then wrestling for a round or two, then kickboxing for a round. Stupid shit, right? And Fury came out and was like, I'm not doing that silly piss, you wanker. So he freaking signed with Ngannou, and Ngannou just like that. His friend said, oh, Ngannou, you got to apologize. Go back to UFC, apologize. And he comes out, he's like, guys, I just got to deal with the IPL. And they're paying me more money than the UFC ever will, and freedom to box. They said, yeah, you might have the freedom to box, but UFC is going to pull that out for money. Dana White went out and publicly was just, come on, Fury, I'll give you the money, just whatever you do, don't fight Ngannou, come to me, we'll do business. And then Ngannou, hey guys, I got the Tyson fight. And you know what? Win, lose, or draw, I'm getting paid 50, not 5, not 10, 50 times as much as you paid me to defend my belt against Ciryl Gane. Holy shit. It would take, for everybody, I cannot believe how many people are like, he should have stuck in the UFC. He would have made more money in the long run. Long run? How long are we talking, son? 50 times what it costs or pays to defend your belt in the UFC? So he would have made more money had he stayed in the UFC and just, I don't know, defended his belt 50 consecutive times. If he lost it, his pay would have gone down. That's how the pay structure works in the UFC. Then Dana would never let him fight for it again. And he would have to fight 200, 250, 300 non-title fights in the UFC to make what he's going to get for one fight with Fury. Win, lose, or draw. It's a win. That's generational money. That's money he can pass down to his kids and grandkids. Because he's not Jones and McGregor. He's not going to be buying a fleet of Bentleys and yachts and private planes and a bunch of coke and crashing them while he's all coked up and, bribing people to not get arrested for their many crimes. Anyway, it's just remarkable. This man hand paddled, moved from Cameroon. Like, I want to go box. And everybody told him, yeah, you're an idiot. That's not happening. We don't have that here. He said, no, I'm going to go north. I'm going to go to Europe then. And imagine being somewhere in a continent where you have to leave the continent. It's the closest boxing gym. You have to leave the continent. Anyway, he built his raft. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but he had no idea how he's going to get a visa, anything. But he just built a raft, lived in the jungle, built a raft, hand paddled his way across the Mediterranean Sea. And it didn't work. He got caught. I've heard 3 times. I've heard 11 times. And they kept sending him out. The border patrol over there, they send your ass all the way back south to the desert to die. And he kept marching north to the jungle to live off subsistence, to have plants, water, before building another raft and trying again. Let's split the difference. Let's call it 6 times. It took him 6 times. I know it took him a year and a half. Desert, jungle, build raft, hand paddle, sent back, repeat. And it took him a year and a half. He was already in his 20s just to get to Europe, okay? Where he slept in a parking lot. I don't know what he did for money while he paid the coach for lessons. And only in a couple years, he wanted to box. That was his dream, but they convinced him to do MMA. While boxing has more money long-term, at the end of the road, MMA pays quicker right out of the gate. So that's where he went. Few fights, boom, UFC picked him up. I mean, just the fact this guy in his 20s who learned English as a third, fourth, fifth language is in the UFC was amazing. And after the losses to Miocic and Lewis, everybody counted him out. But he comes back and what? Knocks out Blades in what? Minute 40? Ex-champion, ex-two-time champion Cain Velasquez in 47 seconds? Ex-champion Junior Dos Santos, the man with the longest win streak in UFC history at 9. Got, just over a minute, minute 01, I think. Don't quote me on these numbers. And then Rosenstrike, 17 seconds. Handed him his first loss, 17 seconds. Pro kickboxer, undefeated pro kickboxer. Ngannou knocks him out in 17 seconds. So now you're telling me this man has no chance. And then, he wasn't supposed to get a deal. He got the biggest deal of all time outside of McGregor. Now you're telling me he couldn't get the Fury fight. I am so done. Agreeing, I will never root against this man. I will never bet against this man. People complain about UFC pay, and now they're hoping the $11 billion corporation crushes this man. I'm going to steal a line from Jesse on Fire. Who the hell sees David and Goliath? I don't hate Goliath. I don't hate the UFC. But who the hell votes for Goliath to crush David? We should all be happy David is winning. But my favorite part is the Jones fans. I'll admit, I don't like Jones as a human being. Say what you will about his skills. He's great, but as a human being, he's trash. And his fans kind of annoy me too, because, people that constantly defend bad behavior just because of the skills of an athlete, that just doesn't sit well with me. So, you got Jones, but it's funny because if you remember 3 years ago, Jones took his ball and went home. Said, I'm coming back to heavyweight and, just give me some time. But I want $6 million. $6 million. Give me $6 million. And UFC's $6 million. For us, that's pretty steep, John. We're not sure we want to pay you $6 million. A year later, Ngannou becomes champion by knocking out Miocic. Says, John, come up to heavyweight now. Let's fight. And John says, hang on, Ngannou. I'm asking now for $10 million after they rejected my 6. You want me to fight Ngannou? He flat out told Steve-O, folks, look, I know he's not scared. I don't know. It's a different kind of fear at that level, okay? I feel Jones, he's so obsessed with legacy that he may be trying to avoid the tougher fights. I'll just say that. Anyone who's a threat to his legacy, he doesn't really want to fight. It seems like. That's just a theory. It's a different kind of fear. It doesn't mean, oh, please don't hurt me. It just means he wants to keep, he's got one in the loss column for a DQ, and he wants to keep it that way. So, he comes back. So, Ngannou, another year goes by because the UFC effed him over, decided to hold an interim belt. He asked for August. They said, no, that's too far away. We're going to do an interim belt in October. 2 months after the time you wanted to wait. So, and then you got to wait for the winner to decide what you're going to do with that. So, at this point, Jones has been out for 2 years. Ngannou's been champion for a year. Ngannou's, let's go, John. And if you remember, John priced himself. He asked for $30 million from the UFC after being rejected for $6 million and $10 million. John Jones then asked for $30 million. And this was such an absurd demand that John Jones's own management team, managers never announce when they stop representing a client. Unless that client's so crazy, they want people to think, making such crazy demands, they don't want to be associated with them. They want the world to know, that wasn't us. We didn't tell them to say that. That's what Jones's team did. They came out and said, we got nothing to do with that $30 million demand. We will no longer be representing Mr. Jones. It was very public. Ngannou said, guys, I'm leaving in a year. If nothing happens, I don't get what I want. The Jones fight, freedom to box. I'm out in a year. And Jones said, yeah, I've been out for 2 years, but, buddy, let me wait. Let me see how this $30 million bid goes out. Ngannou, the year goes by. Ngannou, man of his word, leaves. And then, only after he leaves, Jones comes back, regains the heavyweight title, or gains it for the first time, the heavyweight strap against Ciryl Gane for $4 million. Everyone, yes, Jones is a very skilled fighter, but yes, that is the negotiation of John Jones. Can I get $6 million? No. Can I get 10? No. Can I get 30? I'm worth 30 million. And John, most we're paying you is 4. Yeah, win for John Jones. I'll take it. Yeah, because the guy just can't stop snorting nose candy and wrapping Bentleys around light poles, or pregnant ladies. So, and that shit costs money, guys. So the old get offered maybe 6, ask for 30, settle for 4. Good for you, John Jones. Meanwhile, Ngannou did get his 30 million, guys. He did go get his 30 million. Maybe it's not quite 30. Maybe it's only 25, but it's close enough. And it's just awesome to see, man. The guy that nobody thought had a chance is, man, all I can say, it's like, I think Don Fry summed it up the best, right? Don Fry's he's your stereotypical guy you'd expect. Build a wall. You don't like America, then leave kind of guy. And he's kind of got a point with Ngannou. I said, no, I got no problem with immigrants like Ngannou. Hell. So the whole damn world, that guy never wanted a handout. He just wanted an opportunity. He was willing to die just to get an opportunity. He was willing to risk his life just for a chance. And he took it, and he's sticking it to an $11 billion company, getting himself a $30 million payday, something no UFC fighter outside of McGregor has ever gotten, but they had the help of the UFC. Ngannou had the resistance of the UFC and still got this done. Yes, the world, send us all your immigrants like Ngannou, and we'll trade you all the people who just want a fucking handout. And America will rule the fucking world if you send us all your Ngannous. Call me, I don't know. Everyone's calling me a Ngannou simp on the MMA websites. Well, dude, I'm just happy for the guy. Again, who sees David and Goliath and votes for Goliath? Of course I'm rooting for David. And David, guys, is fucking winning. So you have a good one.